Yo, what's going on, guys? And today I'm talking about the San Antonio Spurs second round pick. If you guys haven't seen, I've already done a video regarding all three picks of the first round, who they could potentially draft in the first round. Now I want to make a separate video discussing multiple prospects that they could draft at the second round. And the reason why I think this is actually important for if you're a San Antonio Spurs fan is due to the fact that, there's been a lot of talent they've gotten over the years from the second round. And this last season, what was it? Joe Wieskamp they drafted. So I want to talk about a few guys. And in my last mock, I had Christian Brown from my college, University of Kansas. I actually hate Christian Brown, but I have a couple other players like Hugo Benson, Harrison Ingram, David Roddy, Gene Montero, Dalen Terry, Wendell Moore are all guys that I think we could see them get. Now, according to Kevin O'Connor of The Ringer, he compares Christian Brown of a mix between Caruso, Kevin Huerter, and Wes Matthews, which now, look, Christian Brown on offense, I personally think he's going to be very reminiscent to a Max Strus. Really, I think he's a Max Strus. Okay, Christian Brown is just a Max Strus. That is what I see from him. He's not as good as a shooter Steve Mikhailu was coming out of college, but he's a better scorer. But he's not as good as a scorer as Kelly Oubre, nor is he as athletic as Kelly Oubre, but he's more athletic than Svi Mikhailu, but he's a similar frame to Svi and Kelly Oubre. So right here, I sit here and I'm like, all right, I think personally Christian Brown is, a good option because he could be a two-way guy who tries hard. But I think if Wendell Moore, who is really very similar to, they're saying, a combination of Josh Green, Josh Hart, and Gary Harris as a playmaking wing who is kind of a do-it-all, all-around skill set guy who played numerous roles during his last year in college, and he actually was a ball handler, and he's pretty good at it. He's a guy who shows some playmaking ability, three-point shooting, on and off-ball defense, and a good off-ball catch-and-shoot player who hustles a lot, which screams Spurs. Now, David Roddy would fit. He's got a huge wingspan. He's like 6'5". They'll probably list him at 6'6", but man, he is good. I know he shot 46% on only 93 three-pointers attempts, so he's a kind of a shady three-point shooter. Like, we don't really know. And he's 6'5", 261 pounds. He's a guy who's got good ball handling for his size. He's going to be a stretch four with a good wingspan who could spread the floor and be a good defender, follow the lines of, PJ Tucker, and I don't know why I'm blanking on his name. There's PJ Tucker, Jay Crowder, Royce O'Neal, those guys who are like 6'6", playing big. Now, Harrison Ingram is somebody they're calling a smaller Scotty Barnes mixed with a little Grant Williams. He's a point forward who really, with the right coach, could be unlocked. Yeah, he shot 31% from three, but he averaged 10.5 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And yes, he struggles to create space, and I really don't think he's ever going to be a shot creator, but he's a guy who could be very similar to a smaller. He's about 6'5", and a guy that I think he could be, I think, a combination of a Kyle Anderson and a Tomas Stanorowski, a guy who can, hit his teammates either as a roller, as a cutter, or in a pick and roll. He's got a penchant for crashing the boards, and he's actually a guy who can guard 1 through 4. So I do think he could be, offensively similar to Tomas Stanorowski, and then defensively very similar to Kyle Anderson. And then the last one is Hugo Benson. They're saying he's a Jalen Brunson, Bogdanovich Mitch. He's 6'5", 180, coming from the NBL, playing for the New Zealand Breakers. This guy's a combo guard. He scores with flair. He's a guy I think who come in day one and be a contributor. He's 21 already. Yeah, he shot 31% from three, but averaged 14 points and almost 3 assists a game. And yes, he's streaky, and he'll be a mismatch hunted, as he's not a great defender, as he's undersized and often lacks effort and focus. But you'd hope he can overcome that, especially due to his athletic limitations. And I'm not saying that because he's white. It's just because he's not the best athlete. But he's a guy who can score. Really, another person, I think, kind of a younger Kirk Heinrich when he was back at KU. So now if we had to break up the guys that I talked about, Harrison Ingram, Hugo Benson, David Roddy, and Wendell Moore, and Christian Brown, I think Christian Brown, they have a lot of wings, and he's 6'6". That's cool. I think Wendell Moore might be gone by the time they go up there, and Harrison Ingram might be too. I mean, Wendell Moore, Harrison Ingram are there, take them. I think it's going to come down to Hugo Benson and David Roddy and Christian Brown as the most likely guys who are going to be there. I think David Roddy or Hugo Benson would be the guys I want. I'm fine with a Christian Brown, but I think I really like the idea of David Roddy coming here, being a 4 and being a small ball 5, something that they've needed. He would just fit so perfectly there. That's the video, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy. Like and subscribe. Till next time, guys. But peace out.